Hey everyone, I hope you're already having an amazing day because this video is not gonna make it any better. Now in today's video, we're gonna talk about the most frustrating mistakes you can make in Bloxburg. I've listed 13 of them. I know last week I already uploaded a video with 13 lists. I don't know why I keep ending up at 13, but that's what it is. Anyways, starting with number 1, and this is one of the most frustrating ones, is cloning a Blockbux item. So basically how this happens is you're getting a Blockbux item from your inventory, you place it somewhere, and then you clone that entire item. For example, you put a coffee machine on a counter, you want to clone that counter, and then you accidentally clone your coffee machine with it and pay Blockbux, and you forget about it. So you're building, you exit build mode, and suddenly you realize, you know what, I am missing something. I am missing some Blockbux. And then you realize, oh yeah, I cloned it. And sometimes it's so annoying because you already have a lot of them in your inventory stocked up, but once you clone something, it actually just buys the item again. So let's say with this example that I gave you just now, let's say you have 8 coffee machines in your inventory, but you place one and then you clone it, the cloned one will be bought. And that is not a scam, it's because it's the only way to clone items, which is kind of sad. I hope there's a way to fix it in the future, but for now, we'll have to deal with it. It's very annoying. Moving on to number 2, and that is bulldozing your stock plot before the update is over. Now, I personally made that mistake twice during the Christmas update and then one time during the New Year's update. So basically, you stock up, you have one plot where you stock up everything from the Christmas update in this example, the trees, all the decorations, and the Christmas update disappeared and I was like, you know what, time to delete this plot. But then I forgot that some items stayed throughout the entire winter, not just the Christmas update, and I removed those items as well, so I had to repurchase them and place them on my plot again. And then what I did with New Year's, I made some cakes, like I made 15 of those 2023 cakes because I wanted to keep them since they're a one-time item. And what I did was I placed them on my plot and then I joined a public server, and that public server hadn't updated yet, so I just spent about 10 minutes making cakes just to load into an older server, and it removed all of the cakes that I had stocked up already because it wasn't in the game before the update, so I joined an old server, and so I had to start over and make the cakes again because they were removed from my plot, which was not so fun. Then number 3 is leaving your door open, whether it's your front door or any door that goes to the outside of your house. You forget to close a door, or you had someone in your house who cannot close doors, which is so annoying, but that's a whole other video. But one door is open and you go to work, you get back home, and then suddenly like 2-3 people are inside your house dressed as toddlers wanting you to adopt them. It's very annoying because it almost always happens if you have quite a big house and you leave a door open. By mistake, someone will 90% of the time go into your house, sit there and wait for you to get back, and it's just kind of like a jump scare almost when you get into your house and someone is just randomly inside your house, especially for mobile players who don't know that you can block players. I've seen that a lot where mobile players chase other players around their house because they left their door open to try and kick them out because they don't know there's a block button or you can block players, and they're just kind of chasing that person around their house without going into build mode or anything. It's kind of funny, but it's super annoying when that happens to you, so wanted to include that one as well. And then number 4 is also one you do with other players, but it's not really a mistake, it's just very, very annoying. I mean, it can be seen as a mistake because of the decision you made, but it is building a house with someone that is a lot slower than you are. It happens a lot where people want to build houses together and then you finish an entire floor and they have done like a fountain or something like that, and it kind of lowers your mood and your motivation to finish building that house because you feel like you did everything. What also happens a lot is that one person builds and then the other person goes AFK the entire time. They're always like, I'll be back soon, I'll be back soon. And you're basically building alone while you agree to mutually build a house, which is super annoying as well. So is it a mistake? I mean, yes and no. It's a mistake to build with someone who acts like that, but yeah, I just wanted to include that as well. So here we are. And then number 5, especially annoying for role players, is if you go to the city center or anywhere else on the map and you park your car, but you forget to park it in a parking spot. For example, you go to the mountain. If you're role playing, you go to the mountains with your kids, or you go to the beach with your kids, but you forget to put your car in one of the parking spots so it despawns within 5 minutes. It kind of ruins the entire role play because you're kind of like, oh, we're going to have to go home by foot because you can't have everyone reset and then pick them up again. It's just kind of weird in role play to do that. So your car despawned and you have to walk back home with your kids, and by the time you get home, they have to leave for school again. It's a sad time. Moving on to number 6, and this one, back to building, is forgetting to add light switches to rooms. So you built an entire house and you go into the house, you want to see what it looks like, but your electricity was shut off because you didn't pay your bills or something like that, or you shut it off yourself and then you forgot to add light switches to your house. So you will have to go back into build mode, put light switches, make sure that they work. If you use basic shapes, you have to turn back on all of your light. But forgetting light switches is such a small thing, but it's so annoying. I don't know why it's so annoying. It's really easy to fix it, but it's just like you went out of build mode full of excitement, you want to see the house, and then when you want to turn on or off the light, you realize that there is no light switch and you have to put light switches in every single room because that's something you forgot. And it's especially annoying when you're kind of finished with your house and you want to show your friend, but you forgot to add light switches. Not a fun time either. And then 7, we're staying in the same category, and that is forgetting to add a door to a room or your house in general. Basically same thing, you finish your house or you kind of finish your house, you want to check it out, what it looks like out of build mode, and then you go up to your house and you realize that you don't have a door, so you have to go in build mode again, you have to place a door, and then you go inside and you realize that the room you want to check out doesn't have a door either, and you're like, how could I forget to add a door? But it's something that happens so much, and I've seen a lot of players do that. I don't know why we keep forgetting to add doors to our house. Please tell me I'm not alone in doing that. And then number 8 is specifically for people who built the outside of their house first, so you have all of the windows symmetrically added and stuff like that, and then you start doing the layout inside of the house and you realize no matter what you are doing, you will cut through a window, and that is so annoying because then either you have to redo the entire layout even when you've already built a lot of stuff in the house, or you have to move the window, and then there's like one window that's off center compared to the rest, and it's super annoying because there's not much that you can do about it except for redoing your entire house, and sometimes you have to redo the entire windows that you did if you want to make it look symmetrical or just even from the outside without having one window that is sitting to the side a little bit because there's a wall there. Moving on to number 9, and that is building a wall after adding wall trims. Now I don't know when this started happening, but if you have wall trims on a wall and you try to build a wall on the other side of that, you cannot connect the wall to the other wall because it always says that there is something in the way and that you need to remove that item first. So if you have a lot of wall trims, you need to remove all of them. Sometimes even paintings that you hung on the wall can cause issues placing walls. And so you have to move all of that or remove all of that in order to place the wall you wanted to place. And again, it's something small, but it's super annoying when that happens, and you really kind of just want to quit the game when that happens as well, or at least I want to. Then moving on to number 10, and that is starting the wrong job. So a lot of people do the same job because the higher level you are, the easier it is to make money. I personally do pizza delivery. But once you go to the work category and you click the wrong job, like it's especially annoying if you click the wrong job, if you've just boosted your mood. Sometimes I boost my mood because I don't want to use my mood station, and then I go to work and I accidentally click the wrong button, so I end up in a job where my level is super low, where I don't earn a lot, so then I have to quit that job. And for a lot of jobs, you actually have to walk out before you even quit that job, so that's more time lost. And then you have to go and start that other job that you wanted to do, and by then your mood booster has kind of run out, so that's kind of frustrating. Then number 11, and we're back to walls. I'll stop soon, I promise. But that is painting a wall before exiting and re-entering build mode. Now, this started with the co-owner update. I think it has something to do with plot loading and stuff like that. But if you place a long wall and then against that you place a lot of tiny rooms and stuff like that, you need to exit build mode and re-enter it to be able to paint every separate part that you created in your wall instead of the entire wall. It's something small, but if you're doing a lot of that, it can get frustrating as well. And so a lot of people just kind of wait to paint their stuff until they're done building, because if you do not exit build mode, you will just paint the entire wall no matter whether there's like like 5 rooms attached to it, you will paint the entire wall until you exit and re-enter build mode. And if you redo a lot of stuff, or if you delete a lot of stuff and you're still thinking about how you want to do it, and you also want to paint it to see what it will look like, you will have to constantly exit and re-enter build mode for you to be able to paint. Which again, it can get frustrating. Then the 12th mistake is forgetting to move your mailbox. So I don't know when, it was a few years ago, but before we couldn't move our mailboxes, now we can luckily move them. And a lot of players move them to the complete side of their plot when they're building, just to completely focus on the build without having to constantly see the mailbox or stuff like that. But when it gets frustrating is when you leave build mode and you want to check your house, but your house is on the complete opposite side of your mailbox. You have to run completely to your house. It's a long way sometimes, and yeah, it's just kind of frustrating if you forget to move your mailbox. Either you enter build mode and you move it, or you have to walk a while. I mean, again, it's a small mistake. It's just a little frustrating. I'm not saying that these are first world problems. This is definitely just small annoyances in the game. And then the last one, number 13, is leaving as a baby. So you went into your closet, you changed to a baby, and you did a roleplay, or you changed into a baby for whatever reason, and then you leave the game and you forget to change. And a week later, you're in a building mood, you join Bloxburg on an empty plot, and you are a baby. And the first thing you have to do is then go into build mode, buy a closet, change into a teen or an adult or whatever you want to change into. Because being a baby can be very annoying when you're building in Bloxburg, because when you want to look at your plot, you're very, very slow. Or you want to go and work and you just joined and you're still a baby, you have to buy a closet. And again, something small, but a small frustration can be a big frustration for a lot of people, including me. So did want to include that one as well. It's definitely something that grinds my gears. Do people even still say that? Anyways, those were 13 of the most frustrating mistakes you can make in Bloxburg. Let me know in the comments down below if you make any of these mistakes, or if there's any more mistakes that you keep making and that you get frustrated by every single time. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.